Going on? How are you guys today? Do I look like a lobster or what? Did I get enough sun? We are live on YouTube as well as Instagram. YouTube on Frank Tufano, Instagram on Frank Tufano. How are you guys today? As usual, we're losing connection on Instagram already. But today, the title of the live stream is No Longer Vegan, John Venus. Maybe, just taking a step away from current events and what we've usually been talking about. Maybe you guys are interested in talking about this, but we'll see. We'll see. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we can talk about. If you guys do want to talk about this, we can. I thought it was funny. So maybe because there's so many comments on John Venus's video, maybe we can just read some of the comments. I want to buy Frank's meat, but unfortunately, I'm in the UK. Yeah, we can't ship internationally. My company's organ supplements and Frankie's Naturals do ship internationally, but not the other ones. Hurry up with your hair and makeup. I just woke up at I took a nap for a couple hours and I woke up at 7:45 and I feel like I got hit with a brick. How's my day been? My brain is fried. Did a tan already? Yeah. What did I do today? I honestly, I can't even remember what I did today. I know from 12 to 2:30ish, I laid out in the sun. But I woke up at 11. I think I just did a couple of business calls. I think I just did a couple of business calls. We're looking at some farm properties, but let's start looking at the comments on John Venus's channel just to stay somewhat relevant today, and then if we do stray off topic, we can. So the video on my channel today was about John Venus no longer being vegan. So I guess we could start with the top comments. Of course, you should be able to keep your personal life personal, but when you use vegan as a platform to create a business and make money off people, I think you should educate others exactly why you change your mind. If you truly care about helping people, why shouldn't you? Also, I'm confused. You're still going to be coaching vegan diets to others, but do not advocate it for yourself because you claim it is not optimal. So on John Venus's, let me just see if I can bring up his Instagram, and we can have more evidence that he's just a shill.
What's up, everyone? So I'm just getting a workout in, so I'm out of breath, but I just wanted to pop in here and say that, I still 100% believe that some people, if not most people, can be healthy and optimally healthy on a vegan diet. But the thing is that through personal experience, through my own research and many other people's research as well, I've come to find many different reasons why that this is not a choice for my family in particular, and not something that I'm comfortable with doing anymore as a father. And, I know that it could be confusing, and I know that a lot of people will be putting a lot of hateful messages out there. And for you guys who are vegan or non-vegan or just, watching from the outside, I want to make sure that you understand that these people speak the loudest, but they don't represent the majority of vegans, in my experience at least. My closest friends are still vegan, and they're amazing people. So just keep that in mind when you read all of the crazy comments. It's just the way it is. And you're going to be seeing, or you've probably already seen, like a dozen people make videos about me online, and there are going to be a lot more. And a lot of these people, unfortunately, don't have any idea what's going on, and people like to assume certain things without context, and that is just how social media works. I'm 100% okay with that. I know, how it is.
No, he does. That's the perfect word, contradicting people, because what he does is he basically says, a vegan diet is unhealthy, so I'm not doing it for my family. And then he says, oh, well, I still think a vegan diet's healthy. So he's trying to gaslight people. He's trying to cover his ass and say, oh, well, my family's suffering, so I can't have them on a vegan diet anymore. But then he goes to say, literally the next sentence, I still think a vegan diet's healthy for most people. Films 24-hour dessert eating videos. Also talks about optimal health. A totally confused person, and sadly influencing the lives of other confused people. Well, this is, you guys have to look, a lot of people have to look deeper. So a 24-hour dessert eating video, whether you believe it or not, is probably pushing part of the new world order agenda in regards to making people unhealthy and sick. So what happens is if and a lot of influencers have been pushing these eating challenges and
This is the worst pain I've ever.
and unrestricted eating in general, because there's not a lot of things to do right now. Honestly, there's not a lot of things to do, and one thing these influencers are picking up on that's getting a lot of views is like day of eatings, binges, cheat days, stuff like that, and people like watching it. And then when you make a video like that, other people think it's okay. But even like 2 days ago, there was like a weird thing where a bunch of influencers ordered Domino's and started showing pictures of Domino's. So there's a lot of don't think someone makes a video because they just wanted to make a video on the topic. It's always there's always some underlying agenda to it. This was the most confusing monologue ever. So John Venus here is attempting to gaslight his followers, and it's not working. I've had people gaslighting me ever since I called out the carnivores for being paid actors. So gaslighting is basically lying to someone over and over again to get them to believe it. You know what's crazy? Someone sent me a USPS overnight letter to my parents' house, gaslighting me into Christianity. Someone literally, and it smelled like an old lady. Someone literally typed up a 4-page on Microsoft Word and sent me a letter explaining like, "Oh, Frank, I know what you're going through. This letter comes from above." And I read the first paragraph, and after I read the first paragraph of this 4-page nonsense letter, I started sifting through to see where I could see the word Jesus or Christianity, and lo and behold, it was on the second page. So, gaslighting is a very popular strategy. First, you try to build people's trust, then you bring up what's part of your agenda. It's kind of silly. It's like at first you hear someone, "Oh, this person's making sense, he's trying to help me, Then they just start pushing Christianity for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of funny, actually, how obvious it is. So I wasn't going to make a video on the Christianity stuff, but now I might have to, that someone sent a letter to me. John Venus is my favorite all-natural fake vegan flip-flopper. Is Trump a deep state shill who's working to start a civil war? I mean, they're all paid actors. If any of these, if Trump was legit, he would literally just be telling people to take down 5G towers and shit. The Christian shill's at it again. I'm tempted to make a video. It's ridiculous. The Christian shills is ridiculous. It's crazy. I'm getting a call from Pennsylvania. I should probably pick it up because I'm looking at farm properties in Pennsylvania. I'll call him back later. That's one thing we didn't talk about yet that we can talk about on another live stream or another time. The farm properties we're looking at, but yeah. So the point is, people are realizing his agenda. People are realizing what's going on. People are realizing that he's a paid actor. So in reality, he was plant-based, not vegan. He never truly cared about the animal ethics side. This is also probably a paid shill comment as well. And this seems like another gaslighting tactic to guilt trip people onto why they quit veganism. And this tactic, saying people were plant-based and not vegan, saying that they didn't actually care about animal ethics, is basically trying to dismiss all reasons that you shouldn't be vegan, that you're killing yourself, that the diet's nutrient deficient, that it maims children. Is anyone put off by the fact that he seems to be using his child as a shield for criticism? Well, in this way, he is using his child as a shield for criticism. What he should be doing is being very specific and owning up to what happened. If he was saying, "Oh, well, my child's health is suffering, that it's very obvious, compared to other children his age, that if he was more honest and straightforward, he wouldn't be using his child as a shield for criticism." But you guys didn't see the comment before too. So the comment before, I was saying this plant-based comment is like a gaslighting tactic to get people to, dismiss any real arguments against veganism. And the child as a shield for criticism is basically because he's being very lackadaisical about it and not being straightforward. Guys, since the Instagram live stream keeps disconnecting as usual, We're gonna go on YouTube, Frank 2 Fano with a 2 and the number 2. You guys can join the live stream. I gotta fix this Instagram stuff. He has to tell his viewers what's going on with the health of him or his child. I mean, if he's gonna do something like this and he won't even say why, it's really difficult to imagine why he has any followers or viewers at all. Are other people making a video like we should welcome John Venus? Have you guys seen any other carnivore videos? Have they been saying like we should welcome John Venus or some nonsense? That would be funny. Wait, optimal for human health because that's what we're being told. You said that in this video. Yet you yourself were selling the exact story and profiting off of it. Do you see the hypocrisy? I mean, I think just about everyone's realizing what he's trying to do. Whoever wrote this script for him is a complete idiot. You said you've been questioning for years, and yet just a few months ago, I spoke to your liaison when I was trying to sell a vegan weight loss program for me to work with you, which was overpriced and why I didn't commit. So you were just waiting to profit on it all. Irresponsible, but you've been lying for a while now, so it's all coming together and making sense. I mean, this guy's a dirtbag. I think the dirtbag is a pretty good word for it. How can I open my vegan friend's eyes whenever I bring something up? All he thinks is that I'm attacking him. It's a difficult. When someone has a certain IQ and they're brainwashed into something, you can't really. It's kind of hopeless because the person isn't gonna. It's like someone that believes in the virus or someone that doesn't understand like the New World Order agenda. If their IQ isn't high enough to be objective and look into other possibilities, then it's kind of it's almost a waste of time. You have to let them destroy their health. I mean, the only thing you can really do is, okay, there's a lot of information. It depends on how close you are to the person and whether or not you really want to put in the effort to convince the person or whether you have to put in the effort to convince the person to not do said thing. And you can present the information to them, but it's very unlikely that they'll entertain it or change their opinion. John Venus managed to talk for 10 minutes and not say anything. That's what all of these shills tend to do. And the reason these shills need to talk for 10 minutes and not say anything is because they've obtained a position to make money. Their position to make money is what they initially established with their YouTube channel when they introduced themselves to people. The majority of the stuff they do, i.e. being a carnivore. If you start trying to talk and learn and do other things and look into this and look into that, you start revealing information that is not really conducive to your message. It might contradict your message. And when that happens, it's hard. So in order to make money and keep making money and appeal to the largest audience, you have to remain neutral. Although that's not the way you're going to help the most people, and it's not truthful. You said that high sugar plus high fat will cause dysbiosis. Will the honey cause that? It depends. True Freely is all in. I haven't been watching Freely's videos at all. I know what she did the videos on, and the way Freely made her videos and the way she's being censored. I mean, it is possible that she's somewhat legitimate, especially when she called out. She did call out Raw Alignment for being special interest funded with the carnivore stuff, but she didn't point out that she was also special interest funded all along and part of secret groups. I'll still be coaching vegans. Yeah, it's been about 24 hours and I can already say that comment didn't age well. I don't know, could you imagine your friend telling you they don't want to be seen YouTube because you're vegan, then ditching veganism rather than the friends? What a cop-out. Well, he's almost siding with him. To be honest, this was totally expected. Moving on. Not surprised, wanting attention. Give it 6 months, you'll be back on the train to try and sell more vegan products or some ebook. Just be honest. He's still selling vegan products. I think he's brainwashed to believe veganism works for some people, just not him and his family. The saying is, it's hard to get a man to, what we said it in the video today. It's like hard to get a man to believe something when his paycheck depends on his not believing of it. Or it's hard to get a man to understand something when his paycheck depends on his not understanding of it. Come on, John. You know B12 is given to livestock just like how it's passed to our food. That was a lame excuse. Well, this is an incorrect generalization to feedlot animals. I mean, animals obtain B12 naturally from a wild diet. I mean, it seems like these people are just, it's such two-faced bullshit. And then you add in the factor of what's going on in the world right now that these people refuse to address it. It makes you wonder how anyone can follow these people. John is all about the Benjamins. All of these people are paid actors. Still flogging your vegan recipe ebook in the description. What a con. This is the thing. Like, people like John Venus and Raw Alignment, what has she been up to? That would be, I'm curious too, because, like, how is she even getting any views? How does she still have a following?
Hey guys, my name.
Level up your life. Day in my life. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. She must have just taken a big fat check or something.
I feel like.
All right, 1.9K dislikes. Honestly, you're like the last person I would ask for advice. It seems like you're desperate to keep relevant and you would say and do anything, no matter how false or even dangerous it is. Why don't you just say this is a paid ad? This is so dangerous. This is an ad, folks. If she wasn't, she would be practicing medicine without a license. Oh my god. Is this a joke, lol? Do yourself a favor and delete this video ASAP. It's like these people just literally destroy their entire YouTube personalities and careers because they're paid actors. Still a lot of dislikes. Girl, who could ever trust you again? When you were vegan, you said how amazing you felt. I don't know what these vegans think they're trying to do. Like, it's been pretty proven that if you pull this no longer vegan shit, you're not going to have a following anymore. You should probably literally delete your YouTube channel and start over from scratch. That's the only way they can do it, and it's probably still not going to work. Eating wild elk, it's frozen but been in the freezer for a couple of years. I mean, I don't know. Might taste fine. It might be fine. I don't know. Did a spot open up at Ram Ranch? What are you talking about? The good script writers are in every major city right now, writing the speeches for the sheep. Yeah, that's why they couldn't get someone good for Venus, right? And you make a video on adrenochrome. It's just a distraction from you guys that are about to get fried by the Wi-Fi towers. The only thing that could really stop their agenda is if people literally took down all the towers and all the infrastructure they just set up. That's the only thing that can stop their agenda. And if they're able to distract you guys from doing that, they'll say anything. You know, no one's getting arrested. No one's locked up. Nothing's happening. The QAnon is a psyop, a distraction. 4 minutes in and you haven't said anything, you just seem lost. So this is the thing. When these influencers are vegan, these people who are supposedly intelligent will just eat up bullshit. As long as he's vegan, they'll eat up bullshit. The second he says that he's not vegan, they'll call him out for his bullshit. Oh, you're special interest funded. You're such a paid actor. And it's like, hold on. Why weren't you guys saying this when he was vegan? Because he's acting the same as he was when he was vegan. Oh dear, you have now kept lying to the vegan community for years, so go away in peace. Invalid excuses is all I hear. Oh, I bet you this is a fake comment. I've been vegan since birth and was raised vegan by my parents. Not only am I thriving and healthy, I am extremely grateful to my parents for showing me that we don't need to harm and exploit animals to live a happy and healthy life. A liar? Perhaps a liar. It's not possible to go from age 0 to 26 on a vegan diet. You would be dead. That's a lie. Especially with that type of facial development and that type of those type of teeth. How do these people lie so easily? I've been vegan since birth, 26. No, you haven't. Doesn't exist. I've been doing the measurements for the 5 grams wavelength. It's halfway between the start of a microwave to the start of infrared. It's really high, isn't it? However, we were able to realize that all those fears were largely coming from huge propaganda and forces in our society. Oh, this is a super gaslighting comment, and we should read the whole thing. I've been vegan since birth and was raised by my rabbit parents out in the pasture under a log. I've been vegan since birth, 26 years now, and was raised vegan by my parents. Not only am I thriving and healthy, I'm extremely grateful to my parents for showing me that we don't need to harm and exploit animals to live a happy and healthy life, which is what veganism is about. I am so sad to hear this from you and hope you will reconsider. I totally understand your fear as a parent, and I know my parents used to worry so much about the same things when I was little. However, they were able to realize that all those fears were largely coming from huge propaganda and forces in society trying to convince people to keep eating animals. Luckily for me, they carried on and stayed strong amid all the pushback and fear-mongering about vegan diets not being adequate. There may not be any diet that is 100% ideal for everyone, but there is both science and many people like me with first-hand experience that show raising vegan kids absolutely works and that we can definitely thrive this way. I truly hope you reconsider and think about what an amazing gift you could be giving your kids to raise them eating only plant foods, even if it requires supplementing, and teaching them that we don't have to harm, kill, or exploit any beings just to live happy and healthy lives. All right. Well, first of all, this is creating a straw man argument because she said that huge propaganda and forces in society trying to convince people not to convince people to keep eating animals. It's actually the opposite. They've been telling us meat is killing us for dozens of years, and vegans pretend like they haven't. It's vegans. The funniest thing about vegans is they pretend that there's this all like carnist propaganda and there's big meat and big egg and everyone wants you eating meat. It's actually the opposite. Every month there's a news article published, oh, meat is bad for you, meat is bad for you. In fact, the anti-meat propaganda in the media was so good, they started having to push pro-meat propaganda. Oh, eggs aren't bad for you anymore. Oh, red meat was never bad for you. They literally, so much meat was going bad on store shelves, they had to push pro-meat propaganda. That's how good the anti-meat propaganda was. And this moron is trying to convince people that there's anti-meat propaganda, which is a straight lie. Pushback and fear-mongering about vegan diets not being adequate. So are children and babies dying fear-mongering? If babies actually die when you put them on a vegan diet, that's not fear-mongering. That's fucking reality. All right, and this is the other thing there's probably so many things wrong with this statement, but harm, kill, or exploit any beings just to live happy and healthy lives. So just because you're eating a piece of broccoli unless you're eating a bug on that piece of broccoli, it doesn't mean you're directly harming a being. But the amount of animals that die and are killed and are harmed in commercial plant agriculture exceeds natural animal agriculture. So if you were to go to a local farm, support sustainable, what's the word, like a natural ecosystem, where the person is raising the animals properly, how they should be, nothing's really suffering or dying besides the animal at the point of its death, which is less suffering than commercial agriculture, whether it's plants or animals. So if you were to just go to your local farm and buy whatever you wanted, meat, eggs, dairy, whatever, that would be less harm than what you're doing right now with a vegan diet. 2 months from now, trying the carnivore diet for a month has 800K views, sponsored by Butcher Bucks, right? So what would be funny is if we took this comment and did like a raw tard and a carnivore take on it. I've been carnivore since birth, 26 years now, and was raised carnivore by my parents. Not only am I thriving and healthy, I'm extremely happy to my parents for showing me that we don't need to eat those icky, those ookie gookie vegetables at all. I'm so sad to hear this from you, and I hope you will reconsider. Me and my buddies at Cargill understand your fear as as special interest influencers. And I know my parents used to worry about these same things when I was little. However, we were able to realize that all those fears were largely coming from big broccoli and forces in society trying to convince people that vegetables are good for you. Luckily for me, they carried on and stayed strong amid all the pushback and fear-mongering that your heart's going to explode, that you'll turn into an estrogenic fairy boy. I mean, I do spend an awful lot of time in the sauna. There may not be any diet that is 100% ideal for everyone, but there is both science and many people like me with first-hand experience that show raising estrogenic feed-like kids, like cattle, healthy meat-eating kids, like normal meat-eating kids, absolutely works, and that we can definitely thrive this way. I truly hope you reconsider and think about what an amazing gift you could be giving your kids to raise them eating only grade A, grain-fed, corn-stuffed Angus prime beef, boys, and teaching them that we don't have to harm, kill, or exploit any beings besides those worthless feedlot cattle that aren't worth anything. Is that the carnivore version? That's not bad. Sounds like Dr. Bear. I have only eaten Snickers chocolate bars since birth. My parents are Snickerins. We can't say that word snicker on here. New York Times, the end of meat is here. Yeah, we did a video on that. Okay. Is it true these celebs and elitists are satanic and perform rituals and sacrifices on children? Well, that's basically a distraction from what they're doing. These celebs and elitists are setting up Wi-Fi infrastructure to fry and kill everyone. But they're distracting you by saying, oh, they're pedophiles and we're going to arrest them. Really? They're pedophiles and you're going to arrest them? Is that why you're arresting people for rioting in the streets of New York City and destroying small businesses? Look at what they do, not what they say. Look at what they're doing. No one's getting arrested. Nothing's public. They're not doing anything. It's all bullshit. John, if you're reading this, a couple of points. You talked about you're not comfortable being vegan anymore because it requires supplements. Well, then according to that logic, you have to stop consuming protein powders from On2 to help you build muscle. Speaking of supplements, you just gained sponsorship from MyProtein. Why would you sign a sponsorship with a supplement company if supplements are so bad? Ooh. Asking the hard questions. How are you comfortable to sell your vegan recipe books and coaching services if you cannot even yourself stay vegan? Not even yourself. Health associations are financed through big dairy, big meat companies. Of course, they're going to promote their agenda. Unsubscribe. What? The American Heart Association. I mean, are there any associations that say eating meat is okay? American Heart Association, American Dietetics Association are all very heavily vegan for the most part. They were vegetarian, then they shifted to vegan. John, why don't you educate yourself by reading a book or two? I recommend the China study, How to Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease. You know what's funny? It's like people come to you and they're like, you should educate yourself. And then they suggest a 20-year-old book that was debunked 19 years ago. Like, what do you even fucking say to that? This is what they're literally doing. This is like what they're saying. You should read a book. Here, my 4-year-old scribbled some notes for you about nutrition. Why don't you give up taking steroids instead of veganism? Ooh, that was spicy. I like that one. Mentally weak. I always suspected this when he would show me his meat eating videos. Lame. Sees his view count dropping. John, I'm no longer vegan. Well, now his view count's really going to drop. Hope you're offering a refund for all your vegan clients. I know I would demand one. Good luck with losing all your followers. I've just subscribed. I guess, you know what literally probably happened? He probably just got a bunch of paid shills from the carnivores to subscribe and support him and put fake positive comments right now. QAnon fans think because Ellen is low on adrenochrome that it means Trump's good and all his fails are forgiven. Frank, do you think there are some anti-5-gram products that are BS? Yeah, there's a lot of people trying to shill fake products to protect you from radiation. like pendants and jewelry and shit. What I'm gonna do is if I ever sell Wi-Fi protection stuff, I'm gonna offer a discount to people. I'll be like, hey, if someone scammed you by selling you this bullshit pendant, send me the invoice and I'll give you a 10% discount on my products that actually fucking work. Vivo Life probably didn't renew his contract knowing he wasn't vegan. Yo, guys, I am sweating my guts out. I actually, when I went out earlier, I couldn't actually breathe. Like, I don't know if it was so humid. I've never had that happen to me before. Like, I was literally not able to breathe when I was outside earlier. It felt weird. I don't know if it was the Wi-Fi or what. Oh my God, John, you gotta try Costco Italian sausage. It's phenomenal. I don't know if this is a joke or not. Another con artist exposed. I mean, if you couldn't tell he was a con artist, I've been making videos on him for over a year about how he's a con artist. Is this a prank? I just watched a video the other day that he talks with Joey Carbstrong. What do you guys think his next move is? Do you think he's going to go carnivore? He's collaborated with carnivores before. John Venus, ex-vegan, why you shouldn't trust him. Are they trying to paint like a villain agenda and he's going to join the carnivores now? I don't. It doesn't make sense because John is still trying to say stuff like that a vegan diet's optimal. I mean, when did he talk to Joey Carbstrong? Yo, I hear salt crystals hope you can protect from 5G. Only diamond kosher salt, only diamond crystal kosher salt can protect you from 5 grams because it's made by Cargill. So make sure to carry that around. I mean, that was a year ago, right? Another plant-based influencer bites the dust. I wonder what his brother said about him. Did you guys watch his Leo Venus's response? They're both a bunch of schmucks. Good for you, John. Good for you. There's so many fake shills supporting him. It's ridiculous. 3.7k likes. There's no way that's legit. There's no way that's legit. And what's funny is like the carnivores are like, let's welcome him. Like I've been explaining to you guys, the carnivores and the vegans are on the same side. They're just playing both sides of the coin. Like we've brought this up very recently. These people like playing both sides of the coin. Like I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of people with this tattoo, the staff of Hermes. It's 2 snakes on a scepter. And it just symbolizes they play both sides of the argument, but they're both fucking snakes. Vegans and carnivores. It's about deception. They play both sides of the argument. But both are snakes. You know, like Democrats versus Republicans, you know, Trump versus Biden, whatever. They're both snakes. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Look at this satanic shit. Look at this shit. It's like literally a pentagram. Like, what is this shit? Like, you can't make this shit up. See, playing both sides of the... It's ridiculous. 2 snakes on a scepter. I don't know how more people don't. I don't know how I didn't even notice the symbolism when I was younger. It's so obvious. Heating honey destroys all of the minerals. Buddy. Take a rock and put it in a boiling pot of water for 10 seconds and tell me if all the minerals get destroyed. I can't. I hear covering yourself in prosciutto can protect you from 5 grams. What's the problem with 5 grams? You should look through my channel over the past few months. I've done a lot of videos on Wi-Fi. When will you make the Christianity video? I don't really know if it's worth making. There's a lot of Christian chills. You need to wear a dress made out of grain-fed beef in order to protect yourself from life. Is that a beef suit of armor? 6,700 comments. This is getting a lot of views, and it's probably gonna go viral because it's probably intended to go viral. And he's gonna go carnivore or some other shit. How funny do you guys think it would be if John Venus tried the beef and honey diet that some other people have been copying me from lately? Is he dating anybody? If not, I think him and Elise Parker should hook up. Both are no longer vegan. Both are running a platform that is scamming people and confusing people. Match made in heaven. Yeah, they're both a bunch of dirtbags. So true, companies always shoving broccoli down my throat, said no one ever. No, they're not shoving broccoli down your throat. They're shoving like soy and wheat-based crap down your throat. Processed foods. Unfollow Con Venus. Veganism is slowly dying out, and I hope that happens soon. Now with the New World Order agenda going on. He's been God-pilled. Welcome home. Oh, he's going to go Christian carnivore. Yo, do you think he's going to go Christian carnivore, guys? Do you think there will be food shortages in New York City? I mean, there have to be. I think New York City is the stage for everything. And I think New York City is the perfect spot to stage a food shortage. Because pretty much everyone in New York City relies on takeout and buys food every day and doesn't have a lot of food storage. So if you shut down supermarkets for a day or two in New York, people will start going fucking crazy. There's 1 or 2 days without supermarkets, New York's fucking gone. Just 1 or 2 days it falls apart. A lot of cities are like that. But New York, I think, more so than a lot of other places.
Would you recommend drinking the oil inside canned cod liver for some extra omega-3s? It's not ideal, but the only source of omega-3 in my location.
If you're eating cod liver, you don't have to drink the oil in the can. I don't know why so many people ask me this. Are you a bunch of broke boys? Why is your name Frankie Likes Girly Boys? Have I said that before? I thought I said I liked manly women. Having a baby is expensive. I gotta make more money. I better stop pretending to be vegan and just be about conventional eating promotion. Sold out. Yeah, I'm curious to see what he'll be selling next. What? Lol? Everyone make your way over to Leo's channel. I've never heard such bullshit in my life. Person with no idea of what he's doing. Hey, John, you're a clown. This is why I think the like to dislike ratio is faked. Because there's no way he has all of these negative comments and that many likes. There's either a bunch of paid shills that like the video or someone bought likes for this video. Like when I made a video on Adam Ragusea, I got brigaded by his shills. So that makes sense why there's dislikes and likes on the video. So I made this video critiquing him, and initially it had mostly likes. And then after about a week of his viewers brigading it, it got like 1.3k dislikes. So that makes sense. But John's video makes no sense whatsoever. There's a lot of likes on it for an overwhelmingly negative video that goes against his channel. I actually just went to the Whole Foods earlier to buy a can of mussels for some omega-3. And you don't really need to eat more than 1 can of fish per week for your omega-3. It's, the omega-3 requirement for humans isn't that high. You might start craving fish once a month or so, and then once you have that fish, you'll be good for a while. Anyone recommend EMF Ethernet cables? Something like that is very insignificant. I'm not sure if the dirty electricity on an Ethernet cable is going to make that much of a difference. And honestly, if someone was charging me like 20 or 30 or 40 bucks more for an Ethernet cable, I would just take a bunch of lead paint or some type of metal material and cover the wire with it instead of buying an expensive one. Thoughts on hospitals forming protests? What do you mean, Zach? What's happening? Like hospitals are protesting for Black Lives Matter? They're part of the system. And they were not busy, so. I'm sweating so much. My shirt is fucking soaked. I've literally like, I haven't had a home gym in the summer before. I literally have to work out in my underwear because I sweat so much with just a t-shirt on. What's the main fat that factors fat in face like the eyes? That has more to do with inflammation in your body. How puffy your face is has to do with your diet and inflammation. What a strange man. Post a 10-minute video on YouTube telling the world he's decided eating dead bodies is good for his health, and then says, I will not be talking about this publicly. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. It's like you bring up a video that you're not going to be vegan anymore, and then you say you can't tell people the reason. It doesn't make any sense. Don't be shy. Take it off. I kind of want to take my shirt off, but we have a rule. Please read the world's longest dietary study ever, the China study. Are these people really brainwashed by the China study? Or are there still paid shills for the China study going around? It's either these people either have a really low IQ or they're paid shills. At least he's honest with his subscribers. No, he's not. Oh, we got some more Christian shills. Man, this just never ends. We're gonna switch to the comments now, guys, and answer some questions. I'm so fucking sweaty. I will take my shirt off. We're able to provide the ability to think free. Would it not make sense for this to be taken away for us by a holy? I'm not talking about the Bible stuff. Do you think Trump will remain president once the world returns to somewhat normalcy? I don't think the world is going to return to normalcy. Hey, if the world does return to normal for a few years, that'd be great. That way I can get things set up, but I don't think it's going to happen. Oh my God. That's so much better. Some penis enlargement dude who is vegan says that omega-6 is the precursor for penis. No, it's not. If anything, no, it's not. Chat's kind of slow tonight. So, I mean, if you guys want to ask some questions, we could hang out for a little bit longer. Otherwise, I'm just going to go work out. Avocados from the other side of the world are so ethical. Tell me about it. I still have to edit my video for tomorrow. Frank, can I email you? I mean, people email me, but depending on what they email me dictates whether they get a response or not. I mean, like if you guys want to ask me health questions, the best way to do that is just like subscribe to me on Patreon and post a comment on there. If you send me a question, sometimes I might answer the question for free via email, but I really don't like answering questions for free via email because I used to do that, and I used to spend just like an hour a day answering people's emails for free, and I'm still driving a 2001 Ford Taurus. So, you know, there's an...
To achieve optimal health, do you recommend drinking the liquid out of cod liver cans?
So, you know, on one hand, there is like probably 5 to 10% of people that do really appreciate the information, but unfortunately a large majority of the people don't, and they'll just take advantage of you doing stuff for free. I've said it many times, like cod liver in itself is a great addition to a diet, but, you know, raw fish, fresh fish is a way better option. That's why when we got the raw cod liver oil on Frankie's Free Range Meat, I was really excited to show it as a product. In general, cod liver oil is so nutrient dense. If it didn't have as much vitamin A, it could probably be more of a regular part of a diet. The problem is that, most people aren't getting enough sun, and their vitamin A status is usually above the K2, the other vitamins. I made pancakes with eggs, honey, and coconut flour and felt like I was going to die from the carb load. It might not be the carbs. Inflammation after eating eggs. Depends on what type of eggs you're eating. Does your beef liver supplement have all the B vitamins? I mean, the beef liver is very high in B vitamins. The best type of raw fish, taste-wise or nutrient-wise? I mean, I go to, like, before this lockdown, I like go to, when I went out to eat, it was always sushi or sashimi. And I've eaten a decent amount of raw fish. I haven't been to like any really, really high-end like omakase tasting menus because that's not my thing, but maybe I should. I mean, I've had some pretty expensive sushi meals, but from a health perspective, it has to be a fish lower on the food chain. So it's a wild-caught fish lower on the food chain, and those tend to be pretty expensive. I think if you go to a sushi place, mackerel is generally, I think they call it, the one that tastes pretty good is called sabo. Spanish mackerel, though, doesn't taste that good. Usually a sushi restaurant will have 3 different types of mackerel, a bunch of other fish. Honestly, like a lot of the sushi and sashimi, the wild caught stuff, I'm not that much of a fan of the taste, but it's pretty healthy. If you get a really high quality wild salmon, I really like the taste of that too. Usually though, the salmon in the sushi restaurants is farm raised. So priority for a fish being healthy is it wild caught? And then 2, how low on the food chain is it? And then maybe even above all of those is what ocean is the fish from? One problem that does come up is, some farm raised fish aren't exactly that bad. It depends on how the fish, what type of fish it is. I mean, most farm raised fish are bad, but I mean, something like mussels or, filter fish, I guess, is that true that some farm raised fish aren't that bad? I don't really know what they feed sturgeon and certain caviar, so that might not be too bad. But never mind. I guess I was wrong in that. Most farm-raised fish is horrible. I mean, is eating raw farm-raised salmon once a month going to kill you? No, but back sometime, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, you guys, there were a couple day of eating videos where I bought some salmon, and it was farm-raised salmon, and I did carnivore diet on salmon for like 2 days. And one day where I ate like 1.5 pounds of salmon, I was literally laying in bed for 8 hours straight with heart palpitations. I felt like I was going to die. So I definitely don't think it's a food you should eat. What's the difference between Sensodyne and your tooth powder? I mean, Sensodyne, I don't know what the ingredients in Sensodyne are. Mine is mineral based and it's fluoride free. Is the beef testicle supplement okay to take every day a serving for 30 days? How much copper should I take with the serving? I would watch my videos on iron overload to understand how much copper you need to eat. Can you live primarily on raw milk and butter with some added beef and salmon occasionally? The amount of copper in that diet is too low, and there's also magnesium is too low as well. Wild caught is from a clean, freshwater lake or river is fine, but wild caught from the ocean is not edible. I wouldn't necessarily say that. Holy fuck, Frank's shirt is off. What did I miss? I was just sweating too much. It's just way too, is it even that hot today? Or is it just humid? Let me check the weather. It's only 80 degrees right now, but is 56% humidity high? Thursday, it's going to be 76%. That sounds high. I mean, I feel like I can't breathe. New Zealand waters, wild seafood. That's one of the better spots. How's the move to the new building going? There was a little bit of a delay because the electrical setup in the building, it was like something wrong. It was like the type of commercial line wasn't high enough, so they have to get 2 smaller compressors instead of a large compressor for the freezer. So hopefully he gets them and he has them installed by the end of this week. No, I haven't been running sprints ever since I started the bodybuilding stuff. I just don't see if things are ever going to get back to normal, unfortunately. If things are true and they turn the Wi-Fi towers on later this year and they start killing children and stuff, how is fitness or bodybuilding or anything ever going to get back to normal? So I kind of just want to give up this bodybuilding stuff, but on the very unusual off chance I'm wrong, I don't know if it's worth to do the bodybuilding stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's not... Like I wasted 9 months doing this bodybuilding bullshit, and now what? White spots on my fingernails, any ideas? A lot of ground beef and some raw milk. As I said, copper, magnesium, probably vitamin D, vitamin K2, balance things out. If you get white spots are due to fluorosis. I mean, there's a lot of things people will say that can cause the white spots on the nails. I've done a couple of videos on water and removing fluoride. Cherry smoked bacon sounds amazing. Yeah, it sounds good. It's like most people want to become members of a subhuman species. I'd say leave them and help whoever actually listens. I mean, that's how I partially feel with the bodybuilding stuff. Phase 2 next wave, when will this madness end? The Wi-Fi is so bad where I am. I don't think it's going to end. I have to work out every day. Is it true that honey doesn't feed candida? Absolutely not. Honey, any carbohydrate, first of all, candida doesn't just feed off of carbohydrates. It can feed off of fat and protein as well. But honey and sugar are usually worse, yeah. Video on leaky gut for your Patreon? Possibly. Did you see my email on the Christian clips? I still have to go through those, guys. I just don't know if I want to make the video on the Christianity stuff. I'm gonna go look through it. I'm gonna see what Sverage said, and instead of making a video on Christianity, I might just make a video on how he copied me everything I said. I made pasta because you made pasta for Gina. Yeah, it's decent stuff. Work out every day. I worked out every day for the most part. In the past 3 months, I missed 1 day of working out, and that was because last week I tried eating only egg whites for 2 days, and I started getting really bad leaky gut allergic reactions, and I didn't sleep for a day, and I felt like I was going to die, so I didn't work out. If we sub to your Patreon, do we get access to all the previous videos you made on there? Yes. There's a couple videos on there already. The email I sent you shows Sverage clearly copying you, fucking psycho. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird that he needs to copy me. Those ideas don't seem like... I mean, the way I spoke about religion doesn't seem too original, but he's been copying me lately. It's kind of weird. He copied me with the Victoria Zero stuff. He copied me with the Adam Ragusea stuff. How is Farage copying him? Because for like 2 weeks straight on my live streams, I spoke about doing a video on Christianity and what I was going to say about it. And then suddenly he makes a video saying those exact same things about Christianity. So it's pretty clear he directly and blatantly copied what I did, but it's a bit weird that he didn't address me when he said things that were clearly what I've been speaking about for the past week. I mean, you can't try to pull shit like that. You can't try to pull shit like that. That's bullshit. I guess he just tried to beat me to the punch before I made the Christianity video. Favorite way to prepare mussels? You steam the mussels open and then you marinate them for a couple days in something sweet and salty. You didn't make a video on the Randall cycle yet? I bought some mussels earlier at Whole Foods and I felt like I got ripped off. These fucking companies sell like a can of mussels for like $7. And there's literally like 7 mussels in the can. I was paying like $1 per mussel. It tastes pretty good, but it's like such a ripoff. So it's much cheaper to buy like a bag of mussels yourself, steam them, and then marinate the mussels. I really like marinated mussels as a source of omega-3. There is a concern about the pollution though and how the mussels are raised. I think you should launch apparel. Do you agree? I don't know. It's tough. Right now, my viewer base isn't really growing because of the heavy censorship on my channel. I was hoping the fitness stuff would expand my channel, but I haven't been able to sell my routine yet or launch my fitness routine. And I don't know if things are ever going to get back to normal. I mean, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not going to be like everyone else and pretend nothing's going on in the world. Like, if I pretend like nothing's going on in the world like everyone else, and I try to launch a fitness routine, like, what are 2 people gonna fucking buy it? You know about gematria? I know what it is, but like, I don't know gematria specifically. Like, I just know the really obvious numbers, like 33 and shit. Hey Venus, thanks for the $1, man. Thanks for the support tonight. So guys, we'll wrap this up in 5 or 7 minutes so I can work out and then edit my video. Oh man. I should have got some water before I started live streaming. I'm really thirsty. Is your fitness routine going to include lifestyle tips and nutrition? That might, I think what I'll actually do is when I make the fitness routine, I'll also include with the fitness routine the diet I followed pretty much. That's most likely what I'm going to do. But we'll see. We will see. I found your channel a year ago when I was researching raw milk, and now it's buried by videos that suddenly want to cover it in the last 8 months or so. Yeah, I think if you search carnivore diet on YouTube, my channel doesn't come up. Do some ironic booty workouts like all the fitness chicks as soon as I have a big butt. You've been lacking on your TikToks? Yeah, I have to start doing the TikToks again. I've just been exhausted. I mean, TikTok is so easy. I should just do some shit and copy it every day and make it easy. Like, there's no reason for me not to do TikToks every day. I've been slacking on the Instagram posts too. But guys, we'll wrap this up for tonight. So, thank you guys for joining me. What we'll do is, we'll just do the next live stream on Thursday, but I don't know if it'll be like an ask me. Oh, you know, it'll probably be a carnivore diet Q&A on Thursday. So, stay tuned for that. In your older videos, you eat raw beef from Whole Foods. Last time I ate raw steak from Whole Foods, I got a little sick. So, I don't know if it's the safest thing to do all the time. It depends. But live stream next Thursday, guys. Same time, 8 p.m.